D. Ray Wise here, spiritual healing coach, and I feel like I don't know, for some reason I want to say hello, it's me, right? I feel like I'm Adele right now because I feel like it's been so long since I sat down and did a live stream. So I want to talk about really quickly some post full moon lunar eclipse revelations I've had over these last few days, leading up to the eclipse, and just some different downloads and channels that have come through later. This Pisces, I feel like I am like specially qualified to talk about this because I have a Pisces moon. I have a Pisces moon, and the full moon and lunar eclipse was in my sign. So, we were very intimate, right? I was very intimate with this moon and with this energy that is still very much so present on the planet right now, and that will continue to be for a while, okay? Wow. So intense. Definitely let me know in the comments how you all's full moon experience was. Specifically, you want to look at the day before, the day of the moon, the day after. Those 3 days are the most intense and were the most intense for me. And I want us to know and understand that our outlook on life, the lens in which we are viewing situations and circumstances, is very much so impacted by what is happening on a physiological level. Okay? And I want to make that clear because this just happened to me. I had one of the most eye-opening experiences I've ever had, as far as my mindset, as far as my energy levels, as far as me thinking all positively and whatever, right? So like on this spirituality, on this spiritual path, we know that we want to have high vibrational thoughts, right? We want to have a high frequency. We want to be thinking from a positive perspective. And we strive for that in our everyday life. But what I realize is that sometimes there can be things happening inside of our blood that challenges that expression, specifically for women. Okay? Ladies, when we are on a certain day or in a certain time of our cycles, right? As women, we have anywhere from a 28-day to a 31, 32-day cycle. Based off of where we are in that cycle, it may be hard to have a positive outlook on your life experiences. And I think this full moon experience really helped me to see that in real time. Men, your cycle, right, your flow, right, is every 24 hours, right? So every day you got these hormones, progesterone, testosterone. Every day you have this energy that is going up and down. There may be moments in your day, men, there may be moments in your day where having the positive thoughts seems like there's a battle. It seems like you're being challenged. And you can't just sit in the knowing and the understanding that all is well, right? And you're having to fight for your positivity, right? But then there may be another time in your day where it's just like the thoughts are flowing with ease and with grace. The positive energy is moving effortlessly. The gratitude, you're able to tap into it. And this full moon and lunar eclipse in Pisces taught me a lesson of honoring the ebb and flow of our physiological cycles and understanding that what is happening in our blood hormonally is impacting our mind and is impacting our emotions. And like to not take that for granted and to not just think that you're just like a negative thinker or that your mind is just crazy or that you just can't, do this thing called being on a high frequency. Sometimes there is literally movement and change happening inside of you that makes it more difficult for you to have an outlook on life that is in alignment with the desires that you have. And I know I just jumped right on into that, but that was a major realization that I had. And I'm so grateful to Spirit for it. So, peace, I am infinite being. Hey, Stacy. Hope you're doing good, girl. Hey, love. Hey, Chikezi. Hopefully I said that right. Peace, y'all. So, the day before the full moon in Pisces, y'all, I was not necessarily feeling my best, right? Like let me explain it to you what ended up happening. The day before the full moon and lunar eclipse, I was I was trying to exercise, right? I was trying to exercise because I've been exercising 3 days a week, going for walks with the kids 2 days a week. And so it's my exercise time. Now, as a mother, even deciding that this was something that I'm going to do was a push for me. Like saying that no matter what, I'm going to exercise was a push, because these kids, they, I have to tap into a deeper level of patience and presence when I want to do something solely for me, because they're kids. They need things. They need snacks. They want tickles, right? They want to watch their show. They want you to read a book. They want you to do all the things for them. And so I have made the decision recently that no matter what, on these 3 days out of the week, I'm going to be exercising, right? It was Monday, the day before the eclipse. So I wake up in the morning, I put on my exercise clothes, and I'm like, yes, we about to get this in. I'm ready. I get the kids, and I'm like, okay, y'all got your snacks. You got your little show that you want to watch on. I got some toys for y'all. I got everything set up for y'all to get it in. I get my dumbbells out, y'all, because I'm using weights, right? I'm not just doing straight body weight. I got my 2 10-pound dumbbells out. I got a 20-pound dumbbell out. I got my girl on the TV that I'm following, and I'm ready to get it in. I'm like, I got to do this. I got 30 minutes, got to get in and out, right? And so I do the first one, right? I think it was some, was it that? Actually, the first exercise was squats. So I got the 20-pound dumbbell. I got it in a goblet, right? I'm holding it like this. I'm getting it in. 1. It's burning. Oh, God, my legs are burning. I'm feeling it. My knee did something. My knee tweaked a little bit. That wasn't fun. My knee tweaked a little bit, and I'm like, okay, put the weight down, breather. Here comes Kimmy. Mommy, snack, mommy. Even though I already gave her a snack. And Kimmy is very... it's her world, right? She lives from this space of, it's my world, do what I want you to do now, right? Even though I'm the mother, right? So she's, snack, mommy. She's not really yelling, but she definitely put a little bit of force, put a little oomph behind what she said. That was the first thing that had me just like, all right, I'm trying to exercise. She yelling, that was the first little tick, right? So I get her snack, and I get back to my exercise mat. It's exercise number 2. We're doing some dumbbell rolls, getting it in. Next thing you know, I hear her and Kai kind of yelling at each other. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, all right. Can't even get through the second exercise without being distracted, right? Or without being stopped. So I try to resolve and do whatever with them, and try to keep going. I'm like, all right, I'm going to keep pushing, okay? I done already got interrupted in this exercise twice. I'm going to try to keep pushing. Now I'm doing like some side lunges. Got my dumbbell in my hand, going side to side, getting it in. Butt's burning, legs burning, everything's burning. It's working out, right? I'm doing my thing. Mommy, just something. And for some reason, I was just frustrated, right? Not even just frustrated with the kids and them interrupting, but because as I was doing the exercises, my knees are a little bit creaky, right? It feels like I need some WD-40 on my kneecaps, right? My back was already a little bit sore because I already been working out, right? And so a tear just came down my eye. And I'm like, why am I like getting emotional right now. Like, it's not that deep. I know that these kids are going to do what they do. That's just what's going to happen. But in that moment, Spirit said to me, sometimes things are deeper and more cellular than it is mental. Because in that moment, I wasn't necessarily thinking thoughts like, oh, I can't never do what I need to do. I wasn't thinking negative thoughts at all. Like, my mind was good. I was ready to get it in. I understand that I'm working with kids. But for some reason, a tear just came down my eye. And I just turned off my exercise because I've already been interrupted like 3 times. My knees are already feeling like they're not trying to bend as good as I know they can. And so I just took them out. I took Kai out of his walker and I just started holding him. Kimmy sitting beside me. And a few tears just, ran down my eyes. And so for that entire day, which was the day before the full moon, for that entire day, I kind of just felt meh, not necessarily the bubbly, high vibrational person, the vibrant person that you see today, but kind of just even keel, right? Just, not too high, not too low, but just meh. And I was like, okay, Spirit, what is this trying to teach me? Because I don't know why I'm feeling this way. And that's when Spirit said, hormonally, as women, we go through these ebbs and flows where our estrogen levels may be high, or our progesterone may be high, or our testosterone may be high or low or whatever. And as we're going through these hormonal ebbs and flows, they very much so impact our mind and our emotions. So cool. I accepted that. I was like, okay, it is what it is. And I'm so grateful for the experience, because when I start back teaching womb alchemy, which is about to happen soon, but I'm doing a whole nother case study right now because I have a deeper level of womb alchemy that I got to teach and talk about. And so I'm in the case study of that, and this was a part of that experience. So I want you all to know that sometimes when you're feeling something, it's not because you are doing anything wrong. It's not because something outside of your life is like triggering you. It literally may be a biological chemistry that you don't have control over. As women, sometimes people call it like PMSing, or when it's almost that time of the month, you all of a sudden just get irritable. That's not just because that's what women do. That's literally because there's a decrease in the happy hormones in our bodies that cause us to get in a space that is more somber, that is less patient, that is more quick to react, right? And that doesn't want to be dealt with, to be honest. So I think as women, the more we understand that, and then men, you have to understand that this happens to you cyclically, but it's in a 24-hour spectrum. For women, we may go days feeling just okay. And then you may go days where you're feeling good, high vibrational, you're ready to move forward, take action, try new things, right? So we got to understand that and honor that. And that was one of the lessons that I was really tapped into with this full moon. And it's so funny because the days after, like yesterday, today, Tuesday, I felt my energy gradually increase. I'm feeling more positive. I'm feeling more energetic. I'm feeling more like the Desiree that I enjoy being. Do we understand? Another revelation. First of all, y'all let me know in the comments, how did y'all experience this full moon and lunar eclipse? What I want to say to y'all is that we really have to take back our power from astrology. Yeah. Oh my God, y'all, this is so good. Thank you, Spirit. We got to really take back our power from astrology. Okay? Astrology was always meant to be just a tool. It was not meant to be something that we always have. Sorry, y'all. Am I here? I hope that wasn't the kids' school calling, and if it was, I hope they call dad. Hopefully they leave a message in the seat. So y'all, astrology was never supposed to be something that dictates our life or something to fear or something to, worry about, right? And it makes me think about the question of, do we have free will or not? Okay? Because according to certain astrologists, right, people who work with looking at the stars and the moon and these alignments, according to a lot of people, it is what it is. If you have these certain planetary conjunctions and squares and trines and whatever, if you have these specific placements, this is what it means for your life. Okay? That's just what it is. That's just what it's going to be. And I was reflecting on this in the full moon with the lunar eclipse, because for a lot of people, they're saying, ooh, eclipses, they bring a lot of energy. Eclipses can be scary. Eclipses create shifts and changes, and don't look at the eclipse, and don't do this, and don't do that, right? And I was almost, in a sense, kind of playing into that energy because, like I said, I have a Pisces moon. So for the full moon to be in my sign and with a lunar eclipse, I found myself researching more about the Pisces full moon and what the lunar eclipse means. And as I'm looking at all of this, I'm seeing a lot of people give an explanation of it that wasn't so positive, right? That wasn't so uplifting, that wasn't so encouraging, that wasn't in alignment with what I would desire to experience in my personal life. And I almost caught myself feeling some type of way about that. And then I remember on the actual full moon, it's that morning, I'm sitting down in the bathroom and I'm just like, no, I get to say what this full moon lunar eclipse means for me. I get to say that this alignment supports me in this way. I get to say that this square, this trine, this conjunction, this sun, moon, rising, ascendant, north node, south node, whatever, I get to give it the meaning that I desire for it to have. And so I just realized that a lot of times in this quote unquote spirituality, we do things like new moon readings, full moon readings, what does the new moon mean? What does the full moon mean? And all of those things are good contextually. But if something is not in alignment with the desires of your heart and what you want for your life, we get to do the alchemy on that. Or we get to just simply take back our power. We get to just say, yep, it is what it is. I get to say what it is. And it was so funny because Dream had put it on a video yesterday, and the guy was saying one of the issues in, modern day spirituality is that there's still been this externalization of the spiritual energy, right? Saying, okay, my Pisces moon made me do this. My Virgo sun made me like that. My ascendant rising is this. My north node or my south node and my this. Right? And what I realized is that we can sometimes, and hopefully y'all aren't doing this, but we're just going to talk about it just to be real. What I realize is that sometimes we are letting these stars and these moons, right, that actually dwell inside of us, we're letting them dictate how we view our life and our life experiences. Or we start to expect a certain outcome based off of what is happening astrologically. Okay? And so Spirit just was smacking me with the understanding that this is something that we need to get out of. And then there were people like Brother Panic, who always talked about this, right? Who always talked about the fact that, Yes, the stars and the moon may say this, 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 and this, but the ultimate goal is to activate that Christ inside of yourself. So Christ was the 13, right? The 12 disciples, the 12 disciplines, the 12 zodiacs, right, were the fragmented self. It's us not in wholeness, not in oneness with God. And so when we're fragmented like that, when we're broken up into Libra sun, Pisces moon, Cancer sun, Cancer moon, whatever the situation may be, when we fragment ourselves in that way, and when we hold so deep and so true to those labels, we limit our own expansion, and we actually create our own karma and dharma, because we have become so invested in, I'm a Libra with a Capricorn rising and this and this. When the real power and purpose comes from being able to understand that you and God are one. There is no separation from you and God. And so the zodiacs, right, cause that separation, because it, instead of looking at ourselves as a whole divine being, we're looking at ourselves as just pieces of the whole. And so, and I've heard Sister Myra Moss talk about this, right? Always look at, the other side. So like on one side of the zodiac, you have Virgo. On the direct other side of it, you have Pisces. On one side, you have Libra. On the direct other side, you have Aries. And the story goes on and on and on and on. So I want to encourage y'all, because I did this, right? I did this for myself just for this full moon, where I literally told this full moon and this lunar eclipse how it was going to serve me. Not how I was going to align with it, but how it was going to serve me. Me being the divine supreme mind, me being in alignment with God, me being one with God, I ultimately am the governing body of these planetary bodies. Okay? And when I tell y'all, when I made that decision that morning, on the full moon morning, I thought to myself, matter of fact, I had a whole ritual day that day. Hopefully y'all did too. Hopefully y'all did some different things to take care of yourselves on that day. But that morning, I told myself, like, yeah, this is going to be, this whole whatever is going on, that's me, right? That's me. It has to align with what I desire. And I know y'all are doing the same thing too. Y'all are doing that same exact thing, right? You already know, you thought about this full moon lunar eclipse energy, and you gave it a meaning. You said, this is what this means for my life. This is how this serves me. And we have to be willing to do that for everything, for every new moon, for every full moon, for every birthday, for everything that we do in our lives, for every spiritual work, every meditation, every meal you eat, every supplement you take, every day you go to work, every time you are doing anything in your life. It has to be from a conscious decision that it serves your highest good. Hell, think about Shannon Sharp. Which I still don't know, y'all. Do y'all think that Shannon Sharp's little audio ASMR, sexual encounter, do y'all think that was planned or not? Let me know in the comments what y'all think. I don't necessarily know if it was planned or not, even though it kind of feels like it. Because he has too many people coming online saying, oh, Shannon is not tech savvy. Shannon is not tech savvy. He couldn't do that. He's not. I understand how that could happen because he doesn't know how to operate his phone, right? Everybody's saying that. I think there's too many people saying that, right? And there's not enough people holding Unc accountable, right? They're like, oh, nah, Shannon, it's okay. You messed up. It's okay. Da 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 da. I kind of feel that it kind of was planned. And the reason why I say that is because people know him not to be tech savvy, he's able to use the information, he's able to use the belief that people have of him against people. Do you understand? So if people think you are one way and that's how they know you to be, you can do something out of character and they'll be like, oh, that wasn't them. That was an accident. That was a mistake. He didn't do that on purpose because that's just not him. You see, that's the thing where you gotta be very specific about how people know you and what people know you for, because they'll keep you in that box. In this instance, that's a great thing for Shannon Sharpe. That's a positive thing for Shannon Sharpe, because now he gets to do some wild stuff. That's my Melissa. Oh, no, he didn't say Melissa. He said, that's my Michelle, which was weird, because who says something like that? That's my Michelle. You know what? I'm not going to even get on Shannon Sharpe, but you can do something like that and it's going to be excused because people don't know you to be that person, which makes it work, right? That's what actually makes it work. But what was interesting to me was him saying that, what's the guy name? Him saying that Cat Williams called him next day and said, well, we know you ain't gay. Okay, check. So I've dispelled the gay theory, which could still be very much so a thing. But because of that experience, he's dispelled it. But to me, no, you didn't. You didn't. Because who says that's my Michelle? Right? Like, who says that in their that's why not that's my baby? Ooh, baby, I like that, right? Whatever. Like, who? You made sure to say Michelle. It didn't even sound sexy. You know, as human beings, the sound of things is very important. Sound is frequency. Sound is important. Hearing sound, certain sounds can definitely be arousing. Didn't make sense. And yeah, you're right, Barbara. He very well could. You know what I mean? But to say that's my Michelle, that to me was a plot, right? To say that, because it just doesn't sound authentic, right? So yes, he could have very much so dispelled that, right? That theory that people have of him. But also the fact that he was so ready to sell some, you know, pills for men, like a Viagra for men. You are too ready, too prepared, right? Like the same day you already got the pills in your hand and you are an affiliate and you're advertising this thing. That I personally, and I've watched a few episodes, a few